Hello, I'm Brian Olmsted, CTO of Visual Robotics. Today I'm going to demonstrate how we assemble the VIM-201 Vision Guidance System. First, let's get all our supplies. You'll need a vision and motion controller, an associated power supply, the VIM-201 camera and its cables, the Ethernet switch and its power supply, the mount and the screws that come with it, Ethernet cables that connect the Ethernet switch to the other components, and whatever kind of end effector you're going to use. I'm using a PIAB injector and a PIAB suction cup. First, we'll connect the cables to the VIM-201 camera. There are two connectors on the VIM-201 camera, an M12 Ethernet connection and an M8 USB. First, we'll do the M12. The cables are keyed, so rotate the cables until they slip into the hole, like this. Be careful not to cross-thread the connector, and then thread the locking sleeve down until it's tight. Like so. Now we'll do the M8 USB connector. Similarly, we rotate it until it locks in place, and then carefully thread the locking ring until it's tight, like so. Next, we'll mount the camera and end effector on the robot. We'll use the mount assembly and its attached screws to do this. First, I'll mount the end effector. It mounts on the mount assembly with 4 screws on the underside, like so. Next, we'll mount the mounting assembly onto the robot using the included screws. The larger screws are used to mount it onto the robot. The mounting plate mounts on the opposite side of the wrist connector. Next, we'll mount the camera onto the mounting adapter. Next, we'll free drive the robot so that the camera is pointing down. At this point, you may tidy up the cables of the camera onto the robot and add the hose to the end effector. Next, we'll connect all the cables together. First, the power supply for the computer. Next, the power supply for the Ethernet switch. And third, we'll connect the Ethernet cables to the Ethernet switch. First, the connection from the camera. Second, from the robot, which would normally use one of the included cables, but since the robot is far away, I have a longer cable. And lastly, the PC to the Ethernet switch. Next step involves plugging in the USB cable to the controller. Any port is okay. Now we can plug in everything to the outlet. Plug the Ethernet switch in first. And then the PC. It auto boots, so we'll give it some time. To verify installation is successful and to program Quick Pick, we will connect a laptop to the VIM controller over remote desktop. First, I'll hook Ethernet from my laptop to the Ethernet switch. Use remote desktop to connect to the VIM controller. Its address is printed on the VIM controller, 192.168.1.30. The username is VRobotics and the password is VRobotics. Press connect and you'll see the VIM controller running Quick Pick. You can load a configuration and then go up to the setup and diagnostic screen to see if everything is okay. There should be frames per second should be live as well as a live image, and coordinates from the robot should match what's on the pennant. Now you've seen how to set up a VIM-201 Vision Guidance System.